I had the opportunity to teach Dr. Cannon. He's an anesthesiologist from India. He has never used ultrasound for his regional nerve blocks before. There's a ton of wisdom that he has. He's been doing anesthesia for a really long time, and so it was cool to hear his take on regional anesthesia and the way that he's approached it in the past. It made me excited about it because he was so excited about it. It was a really cool teaching experience.
Allow me to establish protocol and acknowledge the presence of the Minister of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, Honorable Moses Jabatis, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, Ms. Jenny Daniel, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs, International Trade, Civil Aviation and Diaspora Affairs, Mr. Guillaume Simon, Lamad St. Lucia Mission Director, First Lieutenant Jacqueline Tomaszewski, Lamad St. Lucia Troop Commandant Vascular Surgeon, Lieutenant Colonel Devin Watson, Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sharon Belma George, Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Glensford Joseph, members of the St. Lucia Lamad team, Chief Executive Officer of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, Dr. Dexter James, Chairman of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex Board of Directors, Mrs. Joanna Reynolds Atherton, other members of the Board of Directors, Director of Clinical Services at the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, Dr. Lisa Charles, Acting Medical Director at St. Jude's Hospital, I'm not sure if she's here, Dr. Adelaide Mooney, Head of Surgery at the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, Dr. Arlette Charles, Deputy Director of Nursing, Millennium Heights Medical Complex, Sister Isabel Perrott, members of the Millennium Heights Medical Center Senior Management Team, doctors and nurses of the surgical and nephrology departments, heads of departments in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, staff of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, staff of the Ministry of External Affairs, Millennium Heights Complex staff, other special invited guests, and the planning committee. Again, welcome to the official closing ceremony of the U.S. Vascular Surgery Mission in St. Lucia. Dr. James, CEO of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, in one of his brief remarks ahead of the Lamad mission, described it as a philanthropic gesture. We can all agree that indeed the vascular mission certainly fits that description. Charitable giving by individuals and organizations to a worthy cause. The U.S. Southcom, as part of its medical operations, has volunteered time, effort, expertise, medical and surgical equipment, and supplies towards enhancing the quality of care for our patients. And very specific to this mission, our nephrology patients. A quote by Shannon L. Alder reads, "Beauty is not who you are inside, it is wisdom and time you gave away to save another struggling soul like you." The wisdom and time that you give to this mission is greatly appreciated by the people of St. Lucia. It is with great pleasure that I invite the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, Ms. Jenny Daniel, to deliver the welcome remarks. Welcome, PS.
Thank you, Mistress of Ceremonies. I would like to adopt the protocol which has been established and to wish everyone attending today a very good afternoon. My, how time flies. I remember it was only a few short days ago that I was here, at Millennium Heights Medical Complex, delivering the opening remarks, well, not opening remarks, but my remarks at the opening ceremony. And here we are, almost at the end of the mission, and we are here at the closing ceremony. I know it has been a long haul for our visitors, for our assistants who have come in and who have provided a valuable health service to our health sector and to our dialysis and kidney patients. I know that the team at the Millennium Heights Medical Complex has valued the service that has been provided to us. And I know that most of all, the patients have enjoyed and have felt a sense of pride and achievement in terms of the services which have been rendered to them. At our last opening ceremony, I spoke of the value of partnership in health and the fact that the Ministry of Health recognizes and appreciates all our partners in providing health services to our patients. However, today I will divert a little and speak about humanitarianism. What we received over the last few days was not just an act of providing a health service. This sounds very clinical, but it is actually an act of humanitarianism. Humanitarianism is really an active belief in the value of human life. And this is what we recognize in you, our partners, that you value human life. You are not St. Lucian, but you value the lives of St. Lucians. It speaks to the practice of benevolent treatment and providing assistance to other humans to relieve suffering and to improve the conditions of humanity. And very importantly, this is done in a spirit of morality, altruism, and purely emotional reasons that we can define as love. So today, I would like to thank the mission for their act of humanity in assisting the country, St. Lucia, and the Ministry of Health and its partners at Millennium Heights Medical Complex and St. Jude Hospital, and most of all, our very valued patients, for the care that you have delivered to them and the training and supplies that we have received that will help to improve our overall health service delivery. So I will not be long. I know we have a number of speakers coming after me, and they will say many things. But from the bottom of our hearts at the Ministry of Health, I wish to say thank you and welcome.
Thank you, PS, for your warm welcome and remarks, reminding us of the value of partnership and also thanking the mission team for the act of humanitarianism. I now welcome our next speaker, which is none other than Dr. Arlette Charles, General Surgeon at the Owen King EU Hospital, to deliver brief remarks. Welcome, Dr. Charles.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I would like to adopt the protocol already established in acknowledging and welcoming the assembled dignitaries and invited guests. I feel privileged to be standing here today, to have been fortunate to be involved in another LAMAT mission this year, to build on the success of last year's mission. Last year's mission involved complex laparoscopic surgery and benefited quite a number of our patients. Last week, and continuing into this week, we've managed to help an equally important group of patients. The mission has helped by installing primary dialysis fistulas and dealing with revisions of complicated long-term fistulas, totaling 39 so far. The patients have come from all across the island, from all 4 dialysis units, 2 private and 2 public, 3 in the north and 1 in the south. Some of these patients would have had to go overseas to have their fistulas revised at considerable cost to themselves and to their families, as well as to the Ministry of Health's Medical Assistance Fund. And so the mission has already removed a significant financial burden to patients and to the government of St. Lucia. So that in itself is something to be applauded. In late 2022, at the time of planning the 2023 mission, Dr. Lisa Charles, the clinical director of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, asked about vascular surgery, recognizing the backlog of patients awaiting fistulas for dialysis. The planning for that mission was well underway at that time, and we were informed that we would not be able to get vascular surgeons at such short notice. However, Lamart has recognized our request and mobilized a 19-strong team, including a biomedical engineer. And here we are today, just over a year later. Assistance can come in many forms. The current model adopted by Lamart is probably the ideal. It combines 3 arms: assistance in the form of medical supplies and equipment for the mission, mobilizing a highly skilled team of personnel in areas that are needed by the hosting country, while helping local surgeons, anesthetists, nursing and ancillary staff to improve their existing skill set. It leaves behind people with improved ability to deliver care. We have also now extended our network of colleagues who we can call and contact when we need advice for complex and difficult cases. These missions will foster sustainability and should benefit the population we serve for many years to come. These have been missions of true cooperation. It is difficult to bring together medical personnel who have never met, who work in very different healthcare systems, and ask them to plan and perform complex procedures together. But we have done so successfully again. And hopefully we will be allowed to continue to expand our expertise and build our capacity in this way. This mission has been for us something of national importance, but it's also been a national event. Although the mission has taken place at the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, it's involved a lot of people from across the country. So the patients have come from all over St. Lucia. We've had staff from St. Jude's Hospital come to observe the operating. However, when the Lamart team, as I mentioned before, came down with a biomedical engineer, our main sterilization unit at Owen King, in protest of the amount of work that was being thrown at it, stopped working last week. And so the biomedical engineer got to work. Late at night, he was there trying to fix this sterilizer. But in the interim, Dr. Charles asked that Tapion Hospital sterilize our sets, and they, no question, sterilized for us for 2 days. So without that input, this could not have been the success it has been. So it has been a national effort. I want to acknowledge also the Central Sterilization Unit that has worked tirelessly and into the weekend to make sure that we had sterile sets every day to start. This has been a great effort by everybody. I want to say a heartfelt thank you to the Lamart team on behalf of the entire St. Lucian team for arriving integrating into a healthcare system that they have no knowledge of, and helping to fix problems we encountered to allow the work to continue. They showed us that there was no impossible, just problems to solve. We have a plan quickly became the mantra of the mission. So I want to say a million thank yous. Thank you for the long hours, the 9 and 10 p.m. finishes to ensure that every patient got operated on. Thank you for your patience, your willingness to teach. I hope that for you, this has been as enjoyable and as fulfilling and useful as an experience as it has been for us. My heartfelt thanks to the team, who I think most of us now consider colleagues. Thank you.
Two things stood out: national effort, national event. These missions have indeed become a national event for us in St. Lucia. Thank you, Dr. Charles, for providing us with an overview of the success of the mission, and again emphasizing the importance of these missions to healthcare delivery in St. Lucia. Before I call on our next speaker, permit me to introduce him. Dr. John David Watson is a vascular surgeon and is affiliated with multiple hospitals. He is currently the Divisional Chief of Vascular Surgery at the Kessler Medical Center. He received his medical degree from George Washington University School of Medicine and has 14 years of experience. Dr. Watson is a member of the Vascular and Endovascular Surgery Society. He's a fellow of the American College of Surgeons and an active member of the Society for Vascular Surgery. Dr. Watson has been integrally involved in quality improvement activities, which includes pursuing IAC accreditation at the Vascular Lab during his medical directorship at the David Grant Medical Center, and optimizing clinic workflow, bolstered wound care capacity in vascular surgery. Dr. Watson has also contributed significantly to educational activities, research, publications, and has delivered numerous presentations in his field of work locally, regionally, and internationally. Help me welcome Dr. Watson, vascular surgeon and LAMAT St. Lucia Troop Commander, to deliver some brief remarks. Welcome, Dr. Watson.
Good evening, everyone. I too would like to adopt a protocol that has already been established. As I stand before you this evening, my heart swells with emotion as I reflect on the profound impact the LAMAT mission has had and what we have accomplished together with our host nation. With our $78,000 worth of supplies, to date, we have performed 39 procedures. 14 of those were implantations of arteriovenous grafts, and this was all accomplished in 9 days. Dr. Davidson and myself will be staying in an additional 2 days to ensure knowledge transfer and continuity with the OKU hospital staff. In my 17 years in the Air Force and 14 years as a surgeon, I can unequivocally say that these past 2 weeks have been the pinnacle of my military as well as professional career. This experience has been a journey of immense personal growth as each day has presented new challenges, new triumphs, and new relationships that have left an indelible mark on my soul. As a surgeon, I am incredibly proud of what we were able to accomplish here. However, it's the unmeasurable elements that I believe will truly make a lasting impact here in St. Lucia. The moments of human connection, the shared knowledge, the heartfelt conversations, witnessing the pride displayed in your work. It's the realization that in giving of ourselves, we receive so much more in return. A sense of purpose, a sense of belonging, and a fulfillment that transcends words. I will leave this country not only a better technical surgeon, but a better person. To witness the transformation in our patients, the invaluable experience gained by our teams, and the personal growth of our members is something that I will always carry with me. To stand shoulder to shoulder with my fellow physicians and healthcare members, all united in our common commitment to serve the community, has been a tremendous source of strength and inspiration that will stay with me long after we part ways. As we bid farewell to this mission, let us carry forward the lessons learned and the bonds forged, knowing that our actions have made a difference in the lives of countless individuals. In closing, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our counterparts here in St. Lucia for trusting us with your patients' care and for treating us with such respect as colleagues and teammates, for showing us the pride, beauty, and joy found in this wonderful country, and for reaffirming the why many of us went into medicine in the first place. Thank you again, and we look forward to LAMAT 2025. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Davidson, as well as First Lieutenant Tomaszewski, to help me with the presentation of tokens. For our first token, I would like to present the Honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste with a certificate of appreciation and a plaque with the St. Lucian flag as well as our LAMAT logo. And next, we would like to present Dr. Lisa Charles with a similar plaque in appreciation.
We would also like to recognize teams and individuals who went above and beyond during the mission. We would like to present you with the Certificate of Appreciation. If your team is present or a representative from your team is here, please come up and accept the certificate. We would first like to thank the Dietetics Division. Thank you for giving our nurses the opportunity to learn more about your patient population and giving us the time to spend with them. This experience has been truly invaluable for our nurses. Is anybody up here? Okay. Secondly, we would like to recognize the dialysis nursing staff. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for welcoming our team and working together on post-operative wound care and follow-up. All right. We would also like to recognize the Central Sterilization Unit. Thank you for your dedicated effort to ensure the Lamont mission was a success. Despite the limited resources, you stayed resilient and were able to keep sets available to perform 39 vascular procedures. Thank you. We'd also like to thank the anesthesia team. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Everyone jumped on board, helping to pool resources and to do the pre-op clearance prep work. This helped to optimize the safety and effectiveness to our anesthesia cord. We'd also like to thank our surgical nursing staff. Thank you for your willingness to provide valuable knowledge exchange and being positive and receptive. Thank you for your ability to learn and teach your fellow colleagues. We would also like to thank the quality and educational team. Thank you for collaborating with the Lamont team to provide a successful first ever trauma assessment medical rodeo. We would really like to give the certificate to Andrew Ray Leo. Thank you so much for being the right-hand man. We truly appreciate your help throughout the mission. And last but definitely not least is Miss Isabel. There she is. Thank you. With your direct involvement between Lamont team and the hospital staff, allowing us to build our partnership and friendship that will leave a lasting effect on us all.
I'm going to ask Major Rimular to help me with this. One of the great traditions we have in the U.S. military is that of the challenge coin. They've been an American military tradition for centuries, meant to instill unit pride, improve esprit de corps, and reward hard work and excellence. There is no formal or written history on the origins of challenge coins. Some say the tradition dates as far back as ancient Rome. However, my favorite legend is that its origins are traced back to World War I, where downed pilots would use them while in enemy territory to clandestinely prove that they belonged to a certain unit. And it is in that spirit that we hand these Lamont Challenge coins out today. Challenge coins cannot be bought. They can only be earned. They're designed to remind the owner of the shared experiences of the group and prove membership in that unit. Tradition dictates that they are exchanged through a handshake between the giver and receiver and should be carried or displayed proudly by those that receive it. On behalf of Dr. Watson, Major Rimular, Captain Drame, and myself, as well as all the members of the Lamont team, we would like to recognize several individuals of our St. Lucian partners who were essential to the success of this mission and who worked alongside us very closely for the last 2 weeks. The first is that of our nephrology colleagues, in particular Dr. Gillette, for identifying and setting up all the patients that we ended up operating on. I don't believe Dr. Gillette is here, so Lilette, would you come accept on his behalf? Next is that of our anesthesia colleagues, and Dr. Cannon, I'm sorry, I know you as Dr. Cannon. I cannot say your surname, so forgive me. But Dr. Cannon, Dr. Augustine, and the entire staff's ability to pivot, help us out, get the machines going, provide technical expertise was invaluable, including all the preoperative clearance. Next, I'd like to identify several of the surgeons who also were essential. Dr. Watson and myself were able to operate, I think, with all of you individually. And I can't begin to explain the things I've learned and just the joy being able to be with each of you in the operating theater. It certainly reminds me of why I do this job, and I can honestly say I don't think I've had as much fun operating as I have in these last 2 weeks. So Dr. Tobier, Dr. Caballé, and Dr. Arlette Charles. And again, last but not least, Lieutenant Colonel Watson is technically my boss on this mission, but I think our fearless leader, Dr. Lucia Charles, who always found a way to say yes to everything we asked of her. She never said no, even how crazy and all the ideas we had. We called her in the middle of the night at all hours, and she really found a way to keep the cogs moving, and we couldn't have done this without you. So Dr. Lucia Charles. Thank you.
Again, we would like to thank everyone for this tremendous opportunity and to be able to work with you over the last 10 days.
Thank you, Dr. Watson and team, for expressing the accomplishments of this mission, and we are happy that your experience was a fulfilling one. The Lamont Medical Mission is a collaboration between the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs and the Ministry of External Affairs. I now invite the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs, International Trade, Civil Aviation and Diaspora Affairs, Mr. Guillaume Simon, to deliver some brief remarks. Welcome, Mr. Simon.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and a pleasant good evening to all. Madam Chair, let me adopt the protocol already established. Again, good evening. I bring you greetings on behalf of the Minister for External Affairs, who of course regrettably could not be here to attend this evening's closing ceremony. As the United States Lamont medical team concludes their visit in St. Lucia, I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude on behalf of our nation for their invaluable service and the dedication to improving healthcare in our communities. It's my understanding that throughout the time here, that this esteemed team has exemplified the highest standards of professionalism, compassion, and expertise. Their unwavering commitment to providing medical care, training, and support has undoubtedly left a lasting impact on the lives of the many who were beneficiaries of the healthcare service so needed at this time. And I must say, I can see evidence of that by the what I just witnessed here, the bonds that I was telling Dr. Charles. I see a lot of, within the last 10 days, a close-knit bond that has been established between the Lamar team and the medical team here in St. Lucia. And of course, beyond the medical assistance rendered here, this visit has really strengthened the bonds of friendship, that bonds of friendship and cooperation that exists between our two nations, that is the United States of America and St. Lucia. And the Ministry of External Affairs is always very excited to partner with external agencies which offer maximum benefit to the citizens of St. Lucia. And of course, healthcare continues to remain a priority for the government of St. Lucia. The impact of your work here extends beyond the confines of the medical field. I could see that you have touched the lives of the patients, of families, and of course the healthcare professionals here in St. Lucia. And so as we bid farewell to our esteemed guests, let us reflect for a moment and place into focus the significance of partnerships and collaboration in addressing the healthcare challenges and, of course, building healthcare resilient systems. The Ministry of External Affairs remains ever committed in that regard in forging close partnerships and relationships with governments and international organizations to ensure the welfare and, of course, the health and welfare of our citizens in St. Lucia. And so to the members of the United States Lamar medical team, on behalf of the government of St. Lucia, and I dare say as well the entire medical fraternity, although I'm not part of the medical team, I would like to thank you for your remarkable contributions to St. Lucia. Your selflessness and your dedication of the well-being of others have not gone unnoticed. We are deeply grateful for your contribution, and we look forward to the opportunity to welcome you back to St. Lucia, as the Lieutenant said, for Lamar 2025. And so let me wish you, those of you who will be living, safe travels, and of course, may your good mission continue to inspire hope and healing wherever you go. I thank you.
Mr. Simon, we are grateful for your remarks, and I would agree with you that there is evidence of this bonding between the two teams. Again, you emphasize the importance of partnership and collaboration. And at this time, I would, on behalf of the Ministry of Health, I would like to thank you for the continued collaboration of your ministry for events such as these. At this time, I would like you to help me welcome our Honorable Minister, Moses Jean-Baptiste, to address the gathering. Welcome, Minister.
Good evening, everyone. Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening. Let me at this time recognize our Permanent Secretary, Ms. Jenny Daniel, also Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs, Trade, Civil Aviation and Diaspora Affairs, Mr. Guillaume Simon, Lamar St. Lucia Mission Director, Lieutenant Jacqueline Tomwaski, Lamar St. Lucia Troop Commander and Vascular Surgeon, Lieutenant Colonel Devin Watson, and the whole Lamar team. Our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sharon Belma George, Dr. Joseph, who is our Medical Officer of Health, the Chief Executive Officer of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, Dr. Dexter James, the chairperson of the board of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, Mrs. Joanna Atherton-Reynolds. Let me also recognize the CEO of the St. Jude Hospital. I'm not sure if she's here, Miss Lydia Atkins, but I do recognize Dr. Adelaide Mooney, who is the acting medical director of the St. Jude Hospital. Director of Clinical Services at the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, Dr. Lisa Charles. Other members of the board of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, other staff members of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, everyone else from the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Elderly Affairs, invited guests, those other medical professionals and team members from the other departments of health who are here, members of the media, good evening once again. On behalf of the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Elderly Affairs, but also on behalf of the government and the people of St. Lucia, also on behalf of all the clinical teams and the various teams, whether it be at the St. Jude Hospital or the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, I wish to thank every single one of you, the members of the LAMAT team, for your time, your dedication, and your expert skills, which you have diligently and heartfully given to the people of St. Lucia and for the benefit of the people of St. Lucia. It also is for the benefit of our health system and for the benefit of health reform in St. Lucia. I express gratitude on behalf of the Prime Minister, who is currently on work-related engagements. I wish to thank the Minister for External Affairs, the External Affairs team, the Permanent Secretary, and all those who assisted with the logistics and the formalities in respect of this mission. The government of St. Lucia, through the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Elderly Affairs, continues to work to strengthen health systems and to improve the quality and the range of services that are available to the public through the phased implementation of our Universal Health Coverage Program. We seek support from all sectors, and missions like this one are very invaluable. They are invaluable for us as we search for every opportunity to bring benefits to the people of St. Lucia where health care is concerned. I continue to be pleased to see that this vascular surgical mission joins other missions from the United States. For example, the coordinated humanitarian mission visit by the United States Naval Ship Comfort, which took place some time ago, or other surgical and dental missions. Even last year, we saw what happened. All of them were very well received, and it is our hope that we sustain this important collaboration to make the event annual. It is very important when we reach out to humanity all across the world that we touch each other's lives, for as many academics and artists and other people have said in many places that we are all one people, it is all one world. And when you impact people in St. Lucia, or we impact people of the United States, we are all contributing to the betterment of humanity everywhere. This mission has benefited in particular our patients with kidney failure across the entire island, as you have heard before. And I'm sure every single one of them, their families are very grateful because their lives have been improved. We acknowledge the donation of equipment, supplies, and medication in excess of US $78,000 to support the mission. The cost of this procedure, I'm advised, per patient could be at least $7,000. And if they had to access that kind of intervention overseas, of course, there would be additional costs of airline tickets and hotel and so on. And also, obviously, they would have to travel with family members and so on. So the true cost of this intervention to the families, if we had not done it as you did it, as you contributed to us, would surely be immense. Many of the individuals, or all of the individuals who received your intervention, are very grateful, and their families are exceedingly grateful for your support. I take this opportunity once again to say to you that the contribution could be costed in excess of 250,000 EC dollars, in excess of that. I take the opportunity to highlight that the U.S. Medical Mission not only provided timely medical and surgical support to our patients, but also built capacity in our country as our clinical teams from the Owen King EU Hospital and the St. Jude Hospital worked alongside the professionals from the United States to help them build capacity to facilitate training and knowledge transfer. Dr. Watson and your team, I wish once again to thank you. Thank you so much for all of what you've done for our people and our country. Thank you for your presence here, and there is no cost to the gift of health and the quality of life. There is no value that you can put on what you have done for our people. While we may calculate the economics of it and the dollars and cents, you really cannot calculate the value of what you've done for our people, and therefore, we really wish to thank you. We look forward to the planning of other similar missions in the near future. As you have said yourself, LAMAT 2025. I wish every single one of you a safe journey, and I wish for you God's blessing and guidance as you continue to bless the people of St. Lucia and people all around the world with your gift of medicine and your gift of healing. I wish to thank the ministry, Permanent Secretary, and all those of you from the ministry who collaborated with this mission and who caused it to be the success that it is. So thank you very much. And before I close, I simply want to say to the doctors and everyone else who maybe saw a little of it on Facebook, that those scrubs that you saw, I went into the operating room, but I used the trick. I'm only telling Dr. Watson that now. I used the trick to get out very quickly because I said I wanted to go see somebody else. Because, you know, I was in awe of what I saw in there and the talent and the courage, both of our visiting professionals and our local professionals. So thank you very much, and I wish you well. Thanks very much. I want at this time to call on Dr. Watson to receive a token of our appreciation. And this is for the whole team, for his team, and to say once again, thanks. So it reads, the government and people of St. Lucia express sincere gratitude to the United States Military LAMAT Vascular Mission, February 26 to March 8, 2024. And you have the LAMAT symbol and the Ministry of Health and the coat of arms of St. Lucia. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister, for your words of gratitude to the St. Lucia LAMAT team and all those that were involved, and also for presenting this token to the LAMAT team on our behalf. I would also like to thank you for expressing how invaluable this mission was to us. And very importantly, in your address, in your remarks, you spoke of sustaining these gains and collaborations like the mission for the betterment of humanity. And that, I think, was significant. At this time, help me welcome to the stage Nurse Linda Buffier to perform a special rendition.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I'll go, but I know I will think of you every step of the way. This must be the words of the Lamar team, right? But love is a universal verb. It's the most powerful force in the universe. And you have come to St. Lucia to demonstrate that today. And in our own Lucian version, Caribbean style, I want to say thank you for sharing your love with us. Hit me, selector. If I said that I didn't want your attention, I'd be lying, because I do. And if I said that I didn't need your affection, I'm denying how I truly feel. But now I see a spiritual connection. Let love spread free, rise above all limitations. I believe in you and me. I know that we can do it. Spread the love, spread the love, spread the love. What's love if you can't hold me close and show how you feel? What's love if you can't pick me up when I am weak? What's love if you can't help your brother, man, when you can? What's love? Love is when you're loving me just for who I am. If you agree, raise your hand up in the air. You agree to that? Love is who I am. Love is for loving me just for who I am. So many times I stayed up in my bed, trying to figure out what's in my head. But then I think about the world that we share. So much hurt and pain, we're living in fear. But then I see a way that we can save it. Let love spread free, like an infection so contagious. I believe in you and me. Together we can do it. Spread the love, spread the love, spread the love. What's love if you can't hold me close and show how you feel? What's love if you can't pick me up when I am weak? What's love if you can't help your brother, man, when you can? What's love? Love is when you're loving me just for who I am. Now I need you to sing that part with me, right? Let's go. I just got to show, I just got to show. Let me hear you sing that. I just got to show, I just got to show. Turn to your neighbor and say, I just got to show, I just got to show. That's right. One more time. I just got to show some love. Yeah. What's love? Love is when you hold me close and express how you feel. What's love? Love is when you pick me up when I am weak. Love is when you help your brother, man, when you can. What's love? Love is when you're loving me just for who I am. That's what love is. That's what love is. That's what love is. Yes, that's what love is. That's what love is. That's what love is. Yes, that's what love is. That's what love is. That's what love is. Lama, that's what love is. That's what love is. Oh, and St. Lucia.
Thank you, Ms. Buffier, for a great performance. You always do it best. And shall we give her another round of applause for such great performance? Good things always come to an end, and I mean the ceremony. For the Ministry of Health and its partners, and by extension, the people of St. Lucia, the end of the mission just means strengthened partnerships, and that something else is about to begin. And I've heard a lot about LAMAT 2025. All of that is towards strengthening healthcare delivery. We look forward to the new opportunities in health. To this end, I would like to call upon Dr. Lisa Charles, Director of Clinical Services at the Owen King EU Hospital, to deliver the closing remarks. Welcome, Dr. Charles.
So good evening, all. I would like to adopt the protocol already established. As we bring to a close the third LAMAT mission hosted at MHMC, I want to thank all who showed commitment and resolve to making this mission an incredible success. As the 17-strong LAMAT team prepares to leave, we can say with absolute confidence that this mission has indeed sealed our special friendship with the U.S. military, founded on the 3 principles of knowledge exchange, humanitarian effort, and commitment to partnership. While extremely grateful for the over 220,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars of donated supplies, the truth is that this U.S. humanitarian effort would have been impossible without the expertise of the men and women who traveled here with the singular purpose of working alongside us to serve those in need.
I had the opportunity to teach Dr. Cannon. He's an anesthesiologist from India. He has never used ultrasound for his regional nerve blocks before. There's a ton of wisdom that he has. He's been doing anesthesia for a really long time, and so it was cool to hear his take on regional anesthesia and the way that he's approached it in the past. It made me excited about it because he was so excited about it. It was a really cool teaching experience.
It's been less than 4 days, and they've been able to teach about 3 other nurses, which was a really big deal. So I already have established a vascular scrub team that I no longer have to precept, and they're able to do this by themselves.
Well, the first day we started off late, but besides the lateness, it was different, it was new, and it was very enjoyable, you know? Well, I knew I would because I pushed to learn as quick as I could to master the art of AV fistulars, so I can do it on my own. It's like a self-achievement, but also for my workplace. Yeah. Very good, Dr.
I am not scrubbed in. I came in, everything was ready, prepped, and they were ready to go ahead and get the surgery started. I just basically overlooked and made sure everything was good to go. The OR nurse had everything set up, and my scrub tech was ready. Our table was perfect. So I am no longer needed, and that's a good thing. That was the whole goal, is to be able to step away, and we're able to now teach others.
So once again, thank you to everyone who forged with us this shared vision of cooperation and commitment to humanity, and let the good which has come to fruition out of this shared vision inspire us. It would be remiss of us if we did not share the perspective from the patient. Madeline Herzog, public affairs specialist deployed with the LAMAT mission to document their journey, and she did an excellent job. For those of you who have seen her pictures and videos, she told me don't ad-lib. Developed a special relationship with one such patient, which she will share as we close out.
She definitely ad-libbed. She wasn't supposed to. Good evening, everyone. It's truly been an honor to tell the stories of this mission, and it's a privilege to be able to share it with you. I've been in the Air Force for about 6 years, and not once have I been blessed enough to experience and document something as pure as this, and so much filled with passion. I don't think it was a coincidence that I met Geraldine. I think that I was meant to tell her story, and I met the exact patient that I was supposed to meet. You guys changed the lives of these people. You guys impacted them. They're real people. There's so much more to tell about Geraldine, but I'll let the video do that. This is Geraldine's story.
When you learn to accept that this is it and what you need to do, you can live. Yeah, you can live. Oh, I have a fistula. I've had it for 12 to 13 years, and it's getting big, and the nurses was afraid that, it can rupture. So they came down and they give me the option that they can bring it down without me losing my fistula. So that's the process we're doing today. I'm excited but scared. Yeah. Because I don't know, I've never done a big surgery like this, so I don't know what I'm going into.
How do you think your life's going to change after getting this?
I'll be able to wear nice clothes.
How does it feel to be able to impact a human the way you just did?
It feels great. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. It's something that I particularly enjoy, and it's a need in the world. And so, if you're able to do what you love and help some people doing it, it's a pretty incredible thing. I get to share that with the St. Lucians. I get to learn from the St. Lucians. I get to help some people along the way, and I get to represent my country doing it. The patients have said a number of times that they've been waiting for this mission and waiting for this opportunity and waiting for this chance.
I make up my mind because I don't want a transplant. I never looked for that. So I know, well, this is until I die. I'm happy that I'm on dialysis. It's keeping me alive. So. I know it could happen, but I've never tell myself that it would happen to me. Dialysis is an experience that I don't want anybody to have to go through. I think the first things is like people would not have to ask me anything because my hand will be normal. My family is there, and I have friends. I have people from the church, so I have a lot of support. And I think that makes me feel better. But besides that, I'm happy. Really, really, really happy.